Hey guys, Metso here. I'm going to be doing Retro Alcove today, and we're going to be playing some Titanic Adventure Out of Time. Now, I played this a bit when I was a kid. I never actually got to finish the game, but what I kind of remember is that you're like a secret agent and you time traveled. And that's all I specifically remember. But it's like a really cool tour of the ship and stuff like that, which I always found really unique when I was a kid. I liked learning about the layout a bit. So we're going to get started. The layout is kind of odd because the game is made for a square monitor, right? And so for me, it's actually stretched out a little bit, but for you, it would actually be the square monitor, and I'll adjust as needed in my editing. But here we go. Let's try out the game.
Once again, today's top stories. London has endured another night of German bombing. Most damage was concentrated in the East End. The RAF has struck enemy aerodromes in Le Havre and the Low Countries. In Russia, further German losses are reported around Leningrad.
Oh, WASD.
Asia, the American fortress at Corregidor is still defiant, but Japanese forces are reported.
So it looks like
obviously
they're from the year.
And that concludes the news summary. We now return you to our music program.
So this is during World War II, it looks like. And WASD is the movement it's set at. Here's the radio. Can I turn it off? Where was it at? That'll work. London, he's watching you. I'm not sure what that was, though. Is someone knocking on... Oh.
About time you're awake. You're 2 weeks late with the rent. War or no war, a tenant in arrears is not a tenant I'll put up with. You don't pay for today, it's the street.
Maybe I was wrong. Okay, looks like I got a bunch of stuff on this desk here. A woman smoking. Cool.
See here, this isn't about your dedication. Pringle certainly attests to your loyalty. No, your dismissal stems from the Titanic mission. That failure can no longer be ignored, especially now.
Interesting. La muerte. Death. Cool pictures. Kind of like Life magazine, Modern Doctor Aircore, Dev's Flag Girl, Kristen Harder, Brave New World, bunch of pigs. Postcard. Heard you're back from France. Hope you'll even the score yet with the bastard who fired you. Sorry to bring it up, but I think you were treated horribly. No references, no pension. What will they do next? Keep me posted. This is Carson. This is from Jack. Okay. Let's see. Ticket. Passage. $400 plus $3 tax. May 3rd, 1937. 10th of August, 1914. His Majesty's government regrets to inform you that your services in the Office of the Secret Service are no longer needed. Termination to be effective immediately with regrets. Commander TDS Hipple. Group something? Command TSD Hipple, there's the thing. Okay. Alright, if I remember correctly, the only thing I specifically remember is this is how you go through time. Was this? And I think we just go back in time. So let's try that out. Or that's not going to take us. All right, it's good to know. Titanic sinks 1250 Paris. RMS Titanic sinks 4 hours after striking iceberg. I saw it go down. The story of women's survival. No word yet on the Astors. Oh, John Astor. A first-hand account. The first news of the disaster to the Titanic was received by the Marconi, and it cuts off after that. That isn't how to get to... Oh? Oh, it's air raids. And it's just during World War II, so am I supposed to hide? Oh. Wow, so we get kind of knocked in a blast, and this is either
The past,
magic.
forever locked in regret. But what if the past could be changed?
I love the drama. And that black you see underneath the title is not like it's a mistake. That's there. But that
30
was
years
interesting.
have come and gone since the night that saw the end of the world, my world. The service needed someone on the Titanic. They chose me. I was to wait for a signal from my contact, so I remained in my cabin. I left only once Georgia was on board. And that's when it came. There'd be no second chance. It was Sunday, April 14th. Too late, you see, for the Titanic, for me. What if I'd met with my contact, prevented disaster? What if the past could be changed? What then?
Oh, right in. Okay, I can't control anything yet. Waiting for my little stuff to pop up. April 14th, 1912, on board the RMS Titanic, 9:30 p.m. So just hours before it happened. Got a note here. It's a menu. Okay. I like how I said okay, along with what it said. A couch. Very pretty. Looks like a chest of some sort. Trunk. Oh, working water. Oh, this is the time. Okay. Okay, this is how I save. How fancy. Mezzo. Keys, left, right, forward. Direction indicator I can turn on or off. Let's turn those subtitles on. I'd rather people be able to hear for sure. And I think that's all we need. Okay, cool.
Good evening.
Good
I am
evening.
Smethels, your steward. And if I may say so, it is good to see you up and about. You've been in your cabin the whole voyage. A touch of the mal de mer, was it?
Is that motion sickness?
Seasickness can be quite unpleasant, especially if it's one's first crossing. Since you haven't been out of your cabin, may I instruct you on how to get assistance while on board the Titanic?
Okay, the only thing about the animation that bothers me whatsoever is that since the eyes and the mouth are the only thing that move quickly like that, but the rest of the face is not affected by it, it's a little odd. But this is like the early 1990s. So for that, I think it looks great.
Very good. We of the White Star Line hope that your stay on board Titanic is as relaxing as possible. As you explore the ship, please bear in mind the following advice. The mouse is your hands, the keys your feet. If you find the screen too dark or too bright, follow the directions on the control screen help panel or consult your manual on adjusting your monitor. To find the control panel, 2,200 on board, and they all want messages delivered promptly.
Me by the electric
Even if it
room
is 1912 and the Titanic, the most advanced means of sea conveyance ever devised,
right?
I still have only a young lady. A most insistent young lady.
Is that my contact?
The electric camel, an exercise device. They say it is good for the liver. I wouldn't know. It's located in the gymnasium, on the boat deck, on the starboard side. That's the right side, in case you had not been informed.
I actually know. Starboard's right, port is left, aft is behind, and now I can't remember what the front is. Port, starboard, aft. I'll find out eventually. I know that's port.
Most certainly. Remember the term forward. It means towards the
Bow.
front, or
Okay,
bow.
bow, that's what
the
it is.
term aft refers to the Titanic's back,
Yes.
or stern.
Thank you.
Have you unpacked? You'll find your trunk key in your bag on the bed. And remember your
Appreciate it.
personal effects, your watch, and if you require additional assistance, please ring the bell by the door. Good night.
So he was kind of like your tutorial. Oh, I picked up my bag. There's my key. Okay, so then do I like go to the item? Can I can't change the music sound. Okay. That's a little bit better. But like the music was pretty... Do I click and drag? Okay. Looks like a gramophone recorder. Okay. Encode, decode, space. Got it. Okay. I obviously am not using that now.
His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown to rendezvous with you on board the Titanic. Remain in your cabin until your contact gives you further instructions. After completion of all your assignments on board, book passage to remain on the ship and return to Southampton for your next assignment. For a more in-depth report of the international situation in the spring of 1912, please review the white paper included as part of this briefing. That is all. His Majesty's government has assigned an agent of the Crown.
Okay, just replaced. It said a white paper. I did not see any white paper. All right, so let's see what's in here. Here's a map of Europe showing Britain, France, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Russia, Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Greece, Albania, Montenegro, Italy, Mediterranean Sea. It has all of that info. Say. Special report, the Central Powers, neutral Britain allies. Wow. Okay, the spring of 1912 is the spring of 1912 Europe is the dominant center of the civilized world, bursting with energy and power. It is also a house of cards, cobbled together by diplomats and old dynasties at the Congress of Vienna in 1815 to restore order after the devastating Napoleonic Wars. This structure of nation states has endured for nearly a century, but rumbling subterranean faults threaten to plunge all we have built into the abyss of mechanized global war. Despite such dangers, English liberals, intellectuals, and progressive businessmen choose to believe the sanguine writer Norman Angell. This book, The Great Illusion, has become a publishing phenomenon, electrifying the Oxbridge campuses with his postulate, war is unthinkable. A modern war would be terrible and so disruptive of the global economic system, he says, that both victor and vanquished would be devastated. Global finance and economic interdependence is so great, he argues, that no nation will risk war. Nothing is further from the truth, as you shall read. In fact, peace totters on the brink, pushed near the edge by Europe's economic and colonial rivalries and a system of competing alliances. The central powers of government in Austria-Hungary stand toe-to-toe with the looser, more ambiguous association, the allies of the Triple Entente, compromising Great Britain, France, and Russia. Meanwhile, in the Balkans, the contending forces of Slav nationalism, the great power expansion may well provide the fuel for a terrible inferno. Oh, this is so much to read. There's hope, however. London politicians may be pessimists, but Britannia still rules the waves, and trade and banking, and the realm of the ordained self-confidence. Our vast overseas empire stretches from Suez, yeah, the canals, okay, to Cape Town, from Persia to Burma, and treaty ports in China. We are linked by language, culture, and commerce with the... Okay. So I guess that was that it? That was the whole thing. Was that entire thing? Okay. Was that it? Like it wasn't much. It was a lot of reading. So I guess I have to head out. Well, I remember. So I need to go to the gym. I don't need to go to the purser's office. Cabins. I remember thinking this was like cutting edge when I was a kid, and I think it was. Oh, I can make them turn towards me, but I can't do anything to them. They have a lift too. Okay, A deck promenade. It's the aft grand staircase. Can I talk to that guy out of curiosity? Looks like I can. Almost looks like he's coming over to me now.
Riviera broke me. Damned Frenchman. What do you want? Health nut, are you? It's on the boat deck. Above us.
Okay,
Yeah,
good
it's
night.
a night, all right. A regular night to remember.
A regular night to remember. Not. That's not true. Okay, there are some stairs here. I can talk to you.
Good evening. Third Officer Morrow here. I am sorry, but this is the officers' promenade. No passengers allowed. You're the second passenger tonight who's been here. A
second.
young woman tried to enter the wireless room earlier. Such cheek. Probably a suffragette. Regulations forbid passengers from entering the wireless room.
And that's
now,
fine.
Good night.
I don't need to go to that room. I want to go to the gymnasium. That... I don't think I went the right way. He said it's on the boat deck above us. Is that it? No, that's the stand. That's the gymnasium.
Glory be. It's about time. You're late. Another 5 minutes and I'd have cancelled your mission.
Oh.
Yes, I'm Pringle. Penny Pringle. From the Bureau of Secrets. You
Sounds
didn't
like a
think they'd
superhero
plunk you
name.
down on this bucket of bolts and millionaires alone, did you? Look at this. A German colonel named Zeitel. He's inspecting their embassies in Havana, Washington, and Mexico City. 10 days ago, the Bureau got word that Zeitel has in his possession a priceless copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, stolen 2 months ago.
It cuts off right before the end of their
after
sentence.
It's purchased by a very highly placed member of His Majesty's government. The Rubaiyat's a book, a collection of medieval Persian poetry, a passion of his lordship's.
Sorry, I was just trying to put something down and I knocked like 3 things over. Okay.
Poetry. Persians. The German High Command must think it's important enough to have their top man smuggle the lot on board. It's your job to find out. His lordship's watching this very closely. Very closely indeed. I wouldn't fumble this chance either, unless you fancy spending the rest of your career in some grotty Midlands back office shuffling paper about. Have you seen the report? In your trunk? On the
When I
international
read
situation?
everything, almost
I'd jolly
everything.
well read it if I were you. No, he's with a protégé, name of Heidelitz, I believe. The two spend a great deal of time in the Café Parisien, nibbling pastries. Get into the wireless room. I don't know or care how. Officer Morrow wouldn't let me in. See if Zeitel's received or sent any telegrams about the Rubai. You've got a cryptograph in your trunk. It'll unscramble the German codes. You use the brains God gave you. Watch people. Listen. When you find the Rubaiyat, Knock on my door. Cabin F, 34. Use the second-class stairs. You should be set. Remember, this is your big chance. Don't fail.
So I need to get into the wireless room to see if Seitzel's received any messages. And then see if I can find the Rubaiyat. That's the second class. Oh, she's in a pretty dress.
You came after all this time. It's Georgia. I'd heard you on board. Where have you been? It's been 5 years. I'd have waited a lot longer to see you again. Why didn't you tell me where you'd gone? Dina hadn't a clue, nor did Jack. My letters were returned. Just like you to show up now, with everything such a beastly mess. You must help me. You've no doubt heard the rumors. I won't deny most of them. I can't. Even if the money's gone, I won't give the diamonds to Charles. These are all that remains. My insurance for a new life without Charles or Saoirse. Saoirse? The owner of the Barbican Gallery? We're friends. Of a sort. He's sailing on the Titanic, taking some paintings to New York to sell. Please. I mustn't talk any longer. Take it. Take the necklace. It's my only chance now. Keep it for me. And
Okay.
don't tell Charles you have it. You can't know what he's like.
All right, so we're keeping this big, huge honkin' of a necklace. How do I get back down? Where were those stairs? Right there, right? I've lost the stairs. I'll find a way back down, even if I just have to go inside. Yeah.
Sorry, this section's off limits. Passengers aren't allowed on the bridge. Officer Morrow's in no mood to accommodate passengers right now. He's misplaced his binoculars, and he's in a right proper state about it.
Oh,
Off
maybe
with
I
you
need to
now.
find those to make him happy. And he'll let me go in, but I want to find the dining room. Let's see, what's this way? A-deck cabins. I wonder if there's like a map of sorts. Ooh, the lounge.
Yes. The lounge is closed for the
Okay.
night. We'd open it again only in an emergency, which we are not experiencing at the moment. Good night.
You will soon.
Hello. Don't think we've met. I'm Leyland Sekum Trask, metaphysical scribe and evangelist for the supernatural. I've been in London attending a conference on premonitions among the sensitive. Sensitives, or psychics, possess increased powers of perception. A gifted psychic can take a personal effect from a complete stranger and tell you all about them. There's a range, of course, but given the right training, psychics can reveal information hidden to others.
Oh. Interesting.
No emanations here.
Okay, so hit that, say okay, and then it pops
These,
up there.
my friend, will surprise you. Mark my words.
Okay.
This is a ship of destiny, which I think you know. Good night.
So I could come to him with some stuff and maybe get some information from him. Okay, what's further upstairs from the A deck? The boat deck. That's the top of the boat. Okay. Good to know. B deck cabins. I guess yellow, it's got some color coding here, so I guess the yellow means you can't go that way, or like the door is locked.
Evening, I'm the lift attendant. and you'll not find one better at taking you where you want to go. Where to?
That sounds like an advertisement.
Righty, I know every nook and cranny.
Nook and cranny.
Take
Ew.
my lift to D-Deck. The first-class reception's around the foot of the grand stairs. I fancy it's pretty quiet. May I take you somewhere? Mind the gate. Did you attend a party last night on D-Deck? Seen the Lady Georgia did? Noticed those diamonds round her neck? A bloke could be set up with those, and her. Pity she's unhappy. Her husband always arguing with her, like just now. She's gone outside on A-Deck. Almost there.
Oh, I already spoke to her. Thanks, bud.
I say, what's your step?
Are you hurt, Hen?
No harm done. No harm.
I'm so sorry.
Trod on my toe.
We're the Goss Joneses from Haltwhistle, you know. How are you finding the crossing? You're English, then? I would have thought American. Oh, my. I didn't mean to insult.
Can't hold a thought.
Dreadfully large place, America.
Brain like as if...
All that space and all those immigrants trying to fill it up. I was just commenting to Henry. On a White Star crossing, one meets all the right people. While we were just chatting with a delightful elderly couple in the reception. The Strausses.
Own a small dry goods store in New York somewhere. Called Macy's.
On D-Day.
Ribena, must you always finish my sentences? You're as jumpy as that American chap, that photographer.
Yes, he was just snapping away.
Taking pictures of some German colonel and that Englishman.
Snap, snap, snap.
War's coming, all right. Mark my words.
War? How beastly. Will Mr. Burns have to fight? He and his wife, such sweet things. But I do see her point. It is their honeymoon. Why he insists on snapping those photos, I haven't a clue.
For God's sake, woman, talk, like a madam in a Rangoon bawdy house.
Henry, that's unspeakable.
So don't speak, then. Yaps louder than a scrum of rabid corgis. Now see here, this Burns chap.
If you want to see something interesting, take a look at his pictures. He's on C-Deck, cabin C, 78.
They just disappeared. Okay, first of all, a photographer feels like he was taking pictures of Seitzel and his protege, but second, the ignorance of that time just astounds me. I wanted to go to D-Deck reception, but it was like by the stairs. I thought it said. Is this just the reception area? I mean, I guess I could go to C-Deck and try to find this C-78.
Yes, can I help you?
Oh, there's the photographer.
You found him. What do you want?
What do I want?
I set up a small dark room in my cabin. Well, unfortunately, I don't have time to show it to you. My wife's angry with me because I've spent more time with my camera than with her. She just doesn't understand that a photographer can't stop taking pictures even on his honeymoon. Have you seen Stephanie? She's wearing a blue hat. I better wait for her.
I'll see her. I'll mention it. There's the cafe.
I believe it is not correct form to speak to those who have not been introduced. Good night.
Oh, okay. But I can just look at this. That's cool. So I have to find a way to be introduced to him before he would talk to me. Hello, person.
But my dear, it's Daisy Cashmore. Surely you remember. Oh, you
I
are
seem like a
naughty
womanizer.
thing. Don't think I didn't know you'd snuck on at Cherbourg. Smethels told me all about it. The old boy's always dripping with news. Heard about Lord and Lady Lambeth. Ruined utterly. Scarcely enough left for appearances, I'm told.
Okay,
I
she's
always
like
liked
Mrs. Bennet.
Married Charles for his
From
name
Pride
and
and
his fortune,
Prejudice.
sensible girl. But she's made her nest. Now she must live in it. Well, what do we think? Gorgeous, isn't it? Everyone's raving, gushing. The Titanic couldn't be more fabulous. And the sailing couldn't have been more convenient. Everyone's here. The Astors, the George Wideners, the Countess of Ross, such a wonderful girl. The Strausses, I saw them on D-deck tonight.
All
The
people on there.
Ryersons, the Henry Harpers. I could just go on and on. And the ship's so very advanced. I was just saying to my dear friends, the Carters, they're bringing back a motor car, do you believe, in the cargo hold. Bill Carter checks it daily. Really, every day. He keeps the keys with the purser. And of course they let them. The Carters are fantastically rich. Lucille doesn't understand the attraction at all. With men and machines, I tell her, we girls play second fiddle. Well, my dear, I've a little favor. A tiny one.
Knew something was coming.
Tonight at dinner, a man I don't know was making eyes at me. Be an absolute darling and find out who he is. Look him up in the passenger list. All I know are his initials, GQC. The list's someplace. Find it. I'll wait right here. Ta!
Okay. I still make you turn to me. What's up? That's outside. That's the lounge that it's closed. What if I find those binoculars? If I found those binoculars, he might let me in. I kind of feel like I vaguely remember them being on one of these like platforms when I had played originally. It was... I can go up here. Can I check for the binoculars from here? Oh, I can look up at that. The smokestack? Is that what they're called? I really remember, like, I thought it was up on one of those platforms.
Come here.
Oh.
What do you know?
Oh, wait,
you
that guy.
Again. Don't you love the sea air? Really clears out the sinus.
I've never been on a
Max
sea
Seidelman,
over... ocean over the
Philadelphia,
sea, so I don't know.
Buyer for Haymaker's department store. The shoppy of Spruce Street, What's eating you anyway? You're always in a rush. Relax, Will. Take Max's advice. Get over it. Sure, you lose sometimes. Yell. A little. Don't dwell. You a sporting type? You look like the sporting type. Come on down to the smoking room for a nightcap. Riviera's looking for someone to play a few hands of blackjack with. What do you say? Not much else to do. Not tonight. Brr. Cold as a cast iron commode. So...
Cast iron commode.
What do you say? If that's the way you're gonna be, don't bother. Sheesh, just trying to be friendly. Some people.
They'll probably let me like reapproach him and change my mind, I'm guessing. Oh,
sorry,
right.
No passengers on the bridge. No passengers allowed.
Okay.
Yes, very calm. No moon. I don't like that. Can't see what's coming. No moon means surprises, as if we don't have enough already. Mr. Ismay, the White Star Line's president's on board. We're walking eggshells round him, I tell you.
Did he survive? I
Though
don't
that's
know.
nothing compared to the creeping about my brother-in-law's doing at the... His entire London office is in an uproar. Tom works in the Admiralty. Seems our plans for troop deployments against Germany disappeared 3 weeks ago. Tom says the big boys are petrified the Jerrys will get wind of it. Could upset the balance of power. Politics. Desktop espionage. Bureaucrats. Pah, give me the sea. You can toss the rest. You ask a lot of questions. Ones I don't want to answer. You ask a lot of questions. Ones I don't want to answer.
Uh-oh.
Good night.
messed that up. Oh,
Sorry, no passengers on the bridge.
I didn't want
Did
to.
you hear me?
Yes.
No
yes.
passengers.
That means
that
me.
means you.
I understand.
Good night.
Where are these binoculars? I have this strong feeling that they're on one of these platforms. Like, it's almost like my brain's memory from when I played it before sees them in my head, but I can't remember exactly where. Like that, like from coming in with the wind. I don't even remember what my cabin was. When people just stand there not moving, it's a little eerie.
May I be of assistance?
Okay, so there's
The
like a
purser.
hint.
His office is on C deck, just off the forward grand stairs. The elevator, or lift as we call it, has an attendant who can direct you to various sections of the lifts are located behind the forward grand staircase.
If I say I'm
Miss
not sure.
Pringle may have an idea. She is quite opinionated. Her room is F34.
Okay.
That's F deck, in the second class.
So it's kind of like if you're lost, you can go to Smethels
Before
and
I forget,
they'll direct
Lady
you in the right
Georgia
place.
desires to meet with you. She is outside on the A deck promenade.
Only I'm allowed to access the cargo manifest. What do you want? Yes, indeed. All jewels go right in the safe. As purser, I arrange dinner reservations, rent deck chairs, the usual shipboard duties. 5? Who are you, anyway? I haven't seen you about. And I've the passenger list. We've already had trouble with one lady in second who's tried crashing first class.
Oh my.
I live to serve.
He lives to serve.
That's all then, is it? Good night.
Okay. That's interesting. Well, I think that will do it for this playthrough so far. Thank you for joining us for Retro Alcove. Don't forget to check out our other shows, which are listed in the description below. I might play this a couple more times. It took a long time for me to actually figure out how to be able to record it. So I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough, and please join me again in the future for more Let's Plays on Titanic Adventure at a Time. And thank you for watching here at Kyber Cave Productions. See ya.